What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and tomorrow we're going to be getting the update for Lady Goenitz and Chizuru, which is something I'm highly anticipating. But I want to talk a little bit about both these characters, and I also want to remind you guys that we do have these tickets that are going to go bye-bye. So especially for you newer players, make sure that you are using these tickets. Go ahead and get every resource that you can out of here. I haven't really been messing with it because the truth is I have thousands of these experience bottles. I really don't need it. Not bragging, not rubbing it in, guys. It's just the way it is when you're a veteran, especially someone that does spend money in the game. But I do want to remind you guys to go ahead and do this if you do need those materials, because they are very valuable, especially for a brand new player. The next thing that I want to remind you guys about is in the shop. This is the last day for these cards. Now, the Leona card never proved to be useful. Now, I'm not saying it won't be useful in this next patch. We have no idea. We really don't know. Netmarble really plays these little games with us to where they make us think that one thing's going to be useful, and then in the next update, it isn't useful. So we need to keep that in mind whenever we're looking at, things like cards and what so have you in the game. But with this particular card, the Leona card, I did go ahead and buy this in the very first patch when it originally arrived, just to test it out. It never did do anything for my characters. It never helped out in the Alexandrite event or any other event. But you never know, guys. You never know if this will help. It's 2,500 rubies. And the thing is, they're giving us free rubies right now for the update. So if you wanted to, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do, you decide on your own. You make your own decisions as far as what you want to try to do. You might want to go ahead and pick up one of these cards, at least at a minimum, because it's going to be 2,500 rubies. It's going to be no sweat off your back. It's not going to cost you anything at all, and it might prove to be very, very helpful. This card, however, though, has been very, very helpful for many accounts out there. I mean, players that had this card equipped during the Alexandrite event, which was the past two patches, were doing crazy damage with characters with Limitless. And the reason that I bring up that, especially Limitless, is that it really looked like Lady Goenitz is going to have Limitless. And the reason that I say that is because all three of her skills change. They all change, just like Leona, just like Taki. They all change. And that is a high indication that she is going to have Limitless. It doesn't guarantee. It doesn't mean that she absolutely will have it. But if that character's had Limitless and she's going to be like the OP character in the next event, we already know that Netmarble caters to the new events for the new characters. Well, if you have Limitless, and then maybe, I don't know for sure, guys, I can't guarantee this, but maybe if you have this card on one of your other characters, right, an all-star character, this increased damage by 800% is nuts, guys. This is wild. And if you have Jackie, right, Jackie is an all-star character, guys, and he has a basic damage increase. He's a green type. If you have that character and this card is equipped to him, his basic attack damage is going to be off the chain. Now, this card will not work on characters like Shanae, but it will work on Kim Kapwan, the poly version of Kim Kapwan, because he is an all-star fighter. So do keep that in mind, but it will also work on any other all-star fighters, whether they're BS, SS, or collaboration characters. And that's important because SS and BS characters do get buffed up in these events where we're trying to get an EX generic memory. So I really think this is a good card to pick up because we've seen what it was able to do. However, in the previous event that we just had against Kim Kapwan, this card did not prove to be very useful for players out there. It didn't really seem to be increasing the damage as much as it did during the Alexandrite event. So I do want to be transparent about that, and I do want to let you guys know that that is the case. You just never know if these things are going to actually be really, really ridiculous in the new events or not. But we do know from the Alexandrite event in the past that this card was absolutely ridiculous. Guys, there were players doing in the trillions as long as they had a character with Limitless and equipped this card. And that example was actually on Bison. They were doing in the trillions, guys. It was just absolutely ridiculous how much damage they were doing. So if you want to, shell out 2,500 of your rubies to pick up this card, I think it is a good investment in all honesty, but you really don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what this next event's going to be like. I don't know if this card's going to help out or not. And maybe this card might help out. I really don't know. I went ahead and picked up both these cards on my free-to-play account as well as my main account just to kind of cover my butt and make sure that, I have a little something just in case Netmarble decides to throw us a little curveball and give us something to where, these cards would prove to be very, very useful. Again, the My card was extremely useful during the Alexandra event, but it really wasn't against the Kim Cap 1 event. And the Leona card never really proved to be useful, but that doesn't mean it won't be useful in the next event. We have no idea, guys. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But I just want to remind you about this because I do think that the players that don't pull these cards, they might be kicking themselves in the butt later on, but we really don't know. And I'm really praying that Lady Goenitz, it's funny that I'm looking at a male Goenitz, but I'm really praying that Lady Goenitz does have Limitless. Limitless is just one of those mechanics in a game where, having that infinite default, which is an infinite iframe, delays the timer, stops the timer, and allows characters to do more damage over time in game modes. It's actually OP as hell. And even against like the boss showdowns, guys, whenever you're doing that stuff, you can just do your default over and over and over and do lots and lots of damage and even get your clears using it. However, in the previous boss showdown, wasn't exactly the case, but it still was very, very helpful to have those kinds of characters because you could actually, break down, do a bunch of damage to the opponents. So that way the other characters they're going to bring in later can actually do a bunch of damage. So I'm really, really hoping that Lady Goenitz does have Limitless. Now, as far as Chizuru, from the way it looked, guys, we really have no idea what she's going to get. I'm speculating that she's going to be either a really good support, especially considering that 3PG is going to give a buff for all of the teammates, but you never know, guys. Like, they might give her an EX core where she has concentration and then she has like increased target damage received or something like that also, right? So they might give her a combination buff. We really have no idea. But if they give her concentration, especially with that third skill where she just throws out her orbs over and over, that would be OP as hell. I mean, I'm really, really hoping that they do that for Chizuru to where they make her a combination character to where she's a hybrid, right? She can do it all. She can be a really great support. She can be a really good damage dealer, kind of like Pai Chen. I mean, Pai Chen, even though she really wasn't known for doing a bunch of damage, that girl is insanely strong, man. She is powerful as hell. However, in her kit and her EX core, she can buff up blast and strike skills. Whereas what I would like to see with Chizuru is get some kind of new effect that really buffs up your characters, but also having that EX core where she has the concentration, because concentration is really, really a fun mechanic on characters. Characters with Limitless, and I hate to say this because Leona is my favorite character and she has Limitless, but characters with Limitless, guys, you're spamming between your skill 1, 2, 3, and default over and over and over. In a lot of game modes, however, in certain events, you're just going to be doing your default over and over, which is much simpler. But with characters with concentration, you literally drop them in, run through their skills, hit their EX core, hit their concentration skill, and they just start and they just start doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Characters like Mai and Kula are absolutely ridiculous. Iori, they're all very, very strong characters. And so if Chizuru got concentrate, I would be pretty damn happy. But if they give her something unique and different, it would honestly make me happier as long as it is fun to play her. So it remains to be seen, whether or not these cards in the shop are going to be relevant in the next update. But again, guys, I do want to stress that they might be useful, but we have no idea. And I am really hoping for the best for both these characters. I wish you all good luck on your pulls tomorrow. So guys, let me know how you're all doing in the game. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GW7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.